In today's tutorial, I'll show you how to knit my essential triangle scarf. It's a simple yet beautiful project that's perfect for layering through fall and winter. This pattern is worked flat from tip to tip starting with just 5 stitches, so it's simple to cast on and easy to follow. We'll shape the triangle by increasing along one edge until it reaches its widest point. Then we'll decrease back down to form the matching side. The broken rib texture gives it a beautiful classic look, and you'll also learn how to slip the last stitch of each row to create a smooth, polished edge. This project is great for confident beginners or anyone looking for a relaxing project with beautiful results. Before we begin, let's quickly go over what you'll need to make this scarf. As always, I've added links to the pattern and materials in the video description, so be sure to check that out. You'll need approximately 440 yards of DK weight yarn. I use Knit Picks Andy and Treasure in Goldenrod Heather. You'll also need 4.5 millimeter or US size 7 knitting needles. They can be straight or circular. I prefer to use circular needles because they hold more stitches, but a pair of longer straight needles will work just fine too. And finally, you'll need a pair of scissors and a yarn needle for cutting and weaving in ends. Okay, we'll begin knitting the scarf by casting on 5 stitches using a long tail cast on. And to keep this video from getting too long, I'm going to assume that you already know how to cast on stitches and make a basic knit and purl stitch. And now with 5 stitches cast on, we can begin knitting the first row. We'll knit the first 2 stitches as normal knit stitches. And I like to knit using the continental method, but you can knit by throwing your yarn as well. Just work these as normal knit stitches. Once that's done, we can make the first increase. We're going to increase by 2 stitches using a central double increase around the next stitch. And the way that we do this is we make the first increase stitch by making a loop around the right hand needle with the long end at the front of the loop. Then we'll knit the next stitch, and now we're going to add a loop on the other side of it. But this time, the long end will be towards the back of the loop. So we're going to be twisting it in the other direction before placing the loop on the right hand needle. And that's how you make a central double increase. Now we can knit the next stitch and finish off the row by bringing the yarn to the front and slipping the last stitch purlwise. So for every row, this is what we're going to do for that last stitch. We'll bring the yarn to the front and slip the last stitch purlwise, which will create a cleaner edge than if we had just knit the last stitch or purled the last stitch. And now we have 7 stitches to work with since we added 2 on row 1. For row 2 and every even numbered row, we'll alternate knit and purl stitches down to the last stitch, and we'll begin with a knit stitch. So knit the first stitch and then purl the next one. And now the next knit stitch is worked into the second increase that we made on the row before. Then purl, and now we'll knit into the first increase that we made. And then when you reach the last stitch, remember not to knit it. Instead, bring the yarn to the front and then slip it purlwise onto the right hand needle. And that will finish off row 2. Okay, now most triangle scarves are shaped by increasing 1 stitch on every other row. But for this scarf, we're only increasing stitches on every 4th row. And this is because we need to add 2 stitches at a time instead of 1 to keep the knit 1 purl 1 ribbing pattern consistent on the even numbered rows. So that means that we won't be increasing on row 3. Just knit across every single stitch until you reach the last one, which will be slipped. And then we'll work the 1 by 1 knit purl rib on the 4th row since it's an even number row. Remember to slip that last stitch instead of knitting it. And we're already at row 5. Row 5 is a row where we'll make increases. We're going to knit to the last 3 stitches and then work a central double increase around the next stitch, just like we did for row 1. So knit until there are only 3 stitches remaining. And then when there's 3 stitches left, make a loop with the long end at the front around your right hand needle. And then knit the next stitch and make another loop on the other side of it with the long end in the back. So you just turn it the opposite direction. And that's it. You've turned 1 stitch into 3. Knit the next stitch and then slip the final stitch purlwise with the yarn in front. This is all you need to know for the first half of your shawl. Remember that the odd numbered rows are knit and the even numbered rows are worked in knit 1 purl 1 ribbing. And you're only making increases on every 4th row, which is a repeat of row 5. Also, don't forget to slip the last stitch of every row to create that tidy edging. So repeat rows 2 to 5 until you have 99 stitches and then knit 1 more repeat of row 2 and you're ready to begin decreasing back to the original 5 stitches. Okay, now that the shawl has grown to its widest point, we're going to work the second half in almost exactly the same way. But instead of increasing by 2 stitches at the end of every 4th row, we'll decrease by 2 stitches using a central double decrease. For the first row, we'll knit each stitch until 5 stitches remain. So I've already knit these stitches up until this point. So to make a central double decrease, we'll slip the next 2 stitches onto the right hand needle as if to knit them, and then we'll knit the next stitch. And now to finish the decrease, just use your left hand needle to pick up those 2 stitches and pass them over the stitch that you just knit. And that's it. You've created a central double decrease by decreasing 3 stitches into 1. And then to finish off the row, knit the next stitch and slip the final one with the yarn in front. Now rows 2, 3, and 4 will be worked just like the first half of the scarf. And remember that you can refer to the written pattern for row by row instructions. So the only difference is that from this point on, you're decreasing by 2 stitches at the end of every 4th row instead of increasing. And then once you've decreased until there are only 5 stitches remaining, simply cast off your stitches. So here I have 7 stitches left and I've knit the first 2. So now I'll make a final central double decrease and end up with 5 stitches. And now I'll just work those last 2 stitches so that I can cast off on the next row. For the final row, we'll cast off in pattern, which just means that we'll continue with the knit 1 purl 1 ribbing while casting off. So knit the first stitch, and then purl the second one and pass the first stitch over it. And then since the last stitch was a purl stitch, we'll knit the next one and then pass the previous stitch over it. That's it. Continue casting off to the end of the row. And once you've passed that last stitch over, cut the tail end and pull it through that final loop. Now, all that's left is to weave in your loose ends and then wet block your scarf, which just means to soak it in cool water and lay it flat to dry. And you don't have to do this final step of wet blocking, but I really recommend it for scarves or anything else that you want to have a nice drapey flow to it. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial and now feel confident in using increases and decreases to shape your knitting while also creating a beautiful scarf in the process. And as always, please like and subscribe to help our fellow knitters find this video and also to be the first to know when I post new content on my channel. Bye for now.